Coming to the stage next is Bill Yount. At work, Bill is a seasoned veteran of 32 years in the practice of emergency medicine, aka the Pitt. At home, Bill is a happily married father to fraternal twin 26-year-old sons and 2 labradoodles. His mission is to help fellow educators put an end to generational financial illiteracy. He strives to assist fellow late starters develop strong life and money mindsets, skills, and habits. Bill?
Hello, Plutus.
Hello.
Okay, welcome back to Catching Up to Fi. I'm Bill Yount, your host and founder of a podcast about mindset, money, and life for late starters of any age who feel, and yes, it's a feeling, not an age, late to the game of financial independence. They've messed up their money. Who here has messed up their money? That's about everybody. Okay, I dug myself a hole. I worked in the Pit, I lived in the Pit, I worked for 32 years, and I woke up at 50 late to the game. Everybody else was retiring, and I was not, okay? We all start in the ordinary world. I was paycheck to paycheck, that was my Kansas. Okay, we get swept up by a tornado into the land of Oz, okay? We want to get to the Emerald City. We want to get back home. We need heart. We need courage. We need brains. We need resilience. We need ruby slippers. Who here knows their savings rate? Ooh, that's only a few of you. Those are your ruby slippers, okay? We need labradoodles. There's 2 Totos. They represent unconditional love and community. Okay, the Wicked Witch of the West is going to try and thwart us. Life happens, we overcome. We overcome. We want to reach the Emerald City. The Wizard of Oz is a false idol. He cannot help us, all right? There are no magic buttons. There's no magic investment. We must realize that the strength lies within us to reach the Emerald City and get back home to financial independence. Your ruby slippers, your ruby slippers are your savings rate. You didn't know it. You need to know it. You need to know your net worth. These are the numbers. There aren't many. It's the difference between your income and your expenses. As late starters, we need to deflate our lifestyles. It's hard decisions. We need to downsize our houses. We need to downsize our cars. We also need to increase our incomes. My wife went back to work. We saved her income, 50% roughly of what we did in order to help us catch up. Small things matter. $250 a month on $100,000 a year income, when saved and invested in our lovely S&P 500 or VTSAX, will save you a year of life in getting to FI and freedom. It does 2 things. It reduces your FI number by reducing your expenses. You invest it, it reduces the time it takes to get there. I want to introduce you to 4 heroes of mine, okay? We have to be our own heroes, but I'm the cowardly lion. I needed to take back my money from the financial services industry. I needed to DIY my life. We can do this, okay? My ordinary world, I had all the privilege. I grew up, I went to med school. I came out, I was an expert in healthcare. I was miserable at wealth care. I got caught up in life. I woke up at 50. I got sued. I was burned out. I wanted to get out, but I didn't know how. Okay? So my wife and I partnered. It took 2 of us. We're a business. We're high income, yes, but we had a deep hole. I don't know what my net worth was. I didn't run the numbers. I didn't know. But we saved 40 to 50% of our income over the next 10 years, and I stand before you today, a semi-retired podcaster who was a doctor. Okay. My other hero is my co-host, Jackie. She represents the scarecrow. She's the brains of the operation. She has the CFP, but she started in humble beginnings. She was in poverty. She was one of 6 kids with a father who died when she was 17 years old. She bootstrapped her way through college, entered the corporate world, never earned over $90,000, woke up at 38, like a lot of people in our community, divorced, single mom, but she had hope. She saved 40% of her income for the next 11 years, invested in her beloved VUG, growth funds. I call her Growth Girl. And in 11 years, she retired at 49. She retired before me. All right, she's lived her best life. She's an educator. She's a CFP. She is really the brains of the operation. All right, another hero of mine is Becky, my first co-host. She is the heart of the matter. She's the Tin Woman. She was the caregiver. She took care of her mom into her 90s when she was blind. But at 50, her husband lost his job. They had no health insurance. They were broke. They had a net worth of 0. They used Dave Ramsey. They used the simple path to wealth. They saved 40 to 60% of their income. In 13 years, they retired. She joined me on the podcast. She stayed for a year, but she was a busy grandmother with 6 grandkids and has lived her best life for the last 6 years, traveling the world. Her portfolio was the simple path to wealth, 1.3 million she exited with. Now it's 1.4 million, and she spent a ton of money at a high safe withdrawal rate. Unbelievable, huh? Now my true hero is my mother, Mary. She's the quintessential, original, OG late starter. She is your hero. At 55, she suffered a gray divorce. She was a stay-at-home mom. She had to go back to school. She earned $13 an hour, no more than $60,000 a year, worked hard, 12-hour shifts, 4 or 5 days a week for 15 years, but she got there. She used individual bonds, go figure. She's 88. She's financially independent still. She's physically independent. She gave me the gift of her own independence because without her independence, I wouldn't be. Okay, so the math is simple. The shockingly simple math of retirement. Now it's hard. It's the elephant in the room. Late starters have lost time for compounding, but they have superpowers. They have their savings rate. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, you don't get the 30%, 40%, 60% overnight. We are imperfect, but we will get there. As we say in Catching Up to 5, we close every show with it's never too late to start, it is better late than never, and it's always the right time to catch up to 5. You got this. So I want you guys to take out your cell phones, okay? By the end of the day, I want you to log into your retirement account. I want you to raise your savings rate 2%. Take a bite out of that elephant. We're on this journey together. You can reach me at this QR code. When you do this today, text me for a virtual high five. Thank you to Harlan, Bernadette, AJ, their whole team. I wouldn't be here without them. Thank you very much.